Well, hi everyone. It's me and Kim today, and there's a good reason for that because it's Kimmy's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Harry was going to join us, but he's still in the middle of moving. But ever since you told me, Kim, when your birthday is, the 9th of June, it floored me. And it took me a while to understand why and how important your birthday is, especially, we're both born in 61. You've got, well, let me run this little presentation that I've prepared, Kim.
Okay.
And see what you think. Is it this one?
Little birthday pressy for me.
Yeah, little birthday present for you.
Oh.
I've got the right one. Yeah. Okay. Oh God, I've got that silly message again. It won't go away, and it bugs me. All right, let's try again. Okay.
So am I an angel and the devil?
We all are. Yeah, we all are. I mean, Logan talks a lot about the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other. But more importantly, what brought my attention is the what I call the hijacked 33. So many people, oh, it's 33. Look, guys, it's been hijacked. 33, there's no such thing as a bad number. Most people over the age of 33, we were all 33 once. But what I want to do with this, Kim, I'm not going to go too deep. This is more of a kind of an introduction for people who are not aware of what I'm talking about. So this is a must. This is a must watch, guys. How to Decode Yourself. It's over on Logan's channel, Decode Your Reality. If you haven't watched it, it's an hour and 5 minutes. It's probably one of the most important videos out there. And he asks the question, who are you? Why are you here? Where are you going? And I think that's something that's important for all of us to try and understand. Do you think, Kim?
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Kim. Guys, I'm going to leave a link to Kim's channel. Go over there and wish you happy birthday, please.
So do I get all those presents that are on there?
Yep. You're going to get all them. You're going to get all them.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah. All right. So we were both born in 1961. So, and you were born on June the 9th, or the 9th of June, 9/6. So you've got the 9 and the 6 between the two pillars. 9 and the 6 represent the yin and the yang, as we know. The 9th of June in gematria, if we write it out like this, is not only 33. But in Chaldean, which is, in my opinion, probably the most important cipher, it reduces to 8. And that's going to be very, very important. Kim is 33. Oh my God, no. Kim, you're 33. Your name's 33. And you're born on the 9th of June, which is 33. Oh my God, that's so bad. Bullshit.
Right.
Ice becomes liquid at 33 degrees Fahrenheit. 32, it freezes. 33, it begins to melt. This is the awakening, the enlightenment. You see how it's been hijacked.
I did. Sorry, can I interrupt for a sec?
Yeah.
I did a podcast myself on Madonna's Frozen, and the words, you're not being what you want to be because you're frozen.
Yep.
When your heart's not open.
Absolutely.
So that's also relating to the 33 too, because whilst we're frozen, we're in fear. So we can't act or take any responsibility for self because we're in fear, and therefore we're just allowing ourselves to be controlled by others.
Yeah.
And then the 33 is the tipping point where we become unfrozen, and then we start being able to accept responsibility and start being able to manage our own affairs, so to speak.
but I've got this normal body temperature on the screen. 9 plus 8 plus 6 is 23, which is the reverse of 32. And we have, so we're told, 23 chromosomes from mum and 23 from dad. And in Celsius, normal body temperature is 36.5, which is 365 days in a year. So if we write out the 9th of June, it comes to 8, we know, but 161, which is, of course, 1.61 is phi. Okay, 9th of June, 161. Now, if we look at this, the year 1961 sums to 8, or reduces to 8, right? 1.61 or 161 reduces to 8. June the 9th is the 160th day of the year. 161st day in a leap year. You can't make this up. So what I've done, Kim, I've taken your date of birth, June the 9th. I've gone forward 161 days, and we arrive at December the 30th. Then we go back 161 days from June the 9th, and we get November the 17th. December the 30th is the 364th day. June the 9th is the 160th. November the 17th is the 321st. Add up those numbers and we get 845. Now we have to add 3 more days for leap year, which brings us to 848. Now look, Kim, when I did mine, my first number was 457. If you add that up, it's 16. Add the three more days and 4 to 457, you get 460, which is 10, which is 1. So your 845 and 848 on my, when I did mine, was 457 and 460. It actually comes back to 161, which is insane.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, crazy. I know. But if we add up all the numbers, we get 37. 8 plus 4 plus 5 plus 8 plus 4 plus 8 is 37, which is right in the middle of 1937-46. That is so important that people just don't seem to get, or not many people get. And of course, 3 and 7 is 10, which reduces to 1. And we were born in 1961.
Wow.
You were born on a Saturday. The 9th of June 1961, according to the internet, was Saturday, which is reduced to Sat. We Mon, Tues, Wens. Saturday is Sat, which in Chaldean is not only 3.14, which is pi, but it also reduces to 8. There it is again. The 37 is the crossover point, Kim. Can you see that?
Well, why is 314 pi?
3.142, 22 over 7.
Oh, sorry.
3.14, yeah, it's pi. And the 1937-46, if you go to the 19th decimal place, 19 and 20th decimal place of pi, you will see 37. 37 is at the 46th decimal place, and 46 is at the 19th decimal place. So you've just got this continuous loop of 1937-46. Add them all together, you get 102. And we had the Spanish thingy in 1918 and another one in 2 years ago. So again, these numbers are not only significant, but they've also been hijacked. 19 plus 37 is 56. 19 plus 46 is 65. The reverse. It's crazy. And of course, 961 is a repeating pattern, Kim, which adds to 32. 961. There's no coincidences in this world. It adds to 32, which is again is a reverse of 23. Now, when somebody asks you what's your date of birth, somebody in officialdom, you should really say it's hearsay, because even though you were there, you were too young to remember, and hearsay is 32. I mean, it's crazy. I type in my own initials, right? and I get the 8 and the 19. I put my name in Nigel. It comes out at 11 and 8 in Chaldean. No, my middle name, not my first and second name, the same. My full name's the same. All comes out to 8 and 11, which when you add together is 19. 19. You add up my date of birth, it's 19.
So
19
yours
is
are
the
all
sun.
19s.
Yeah.
And I'm all 9s and 6s.
Yeah.
Mm.
June the 9th,
Yins and
1961
yangs.
was the 160th Saturday of 19. No, it wasn't. I mean, that's a silly thing to say. There aren't 160 Saturdays. But, it's the 160th day of 1961. As you one and you 6 and 1. We used to abbreviate it, didn't we? You'd write your birthday as 9661. Well, and it's the 160th day, which is the reverse of 61.
It says in that we're in the middle of the baby boomers generation. I didn't even think we were baby boomers. I thought that the baby boomers finished in 1960.
I thought we were at the tail end. I mean, again, you add up my date of birth. It comes to 19. 1 and 9 is 10. It's the same. And if you add up the big numbers, 1 plus 10 plus 19 plus 61, you get 91, which is the reverse of 19. And from the 1st of October to the 31st of December, there's 91 days. You can't make this stuff up. So, our lives are scripted. Okay, we're living in a script. We're living in one gigantic movie, one big play, one big pantomime. And not only are we living in a script, a scripted reality, but our individual lives are scripted as well. As Logan says, don't be an extra in somebody else's movie. Be the star of your own movie.
But the problem is you've got to be the star. You've got to be the director. You've got to be you've got to be out playing every single role. You need to be artistic. You need to be on top of it. You need to be, I don't know. Sometimes you get tired. You just want somebody else to come and take over.
I know, but if you and I, you or I, were born a day earlier. Say you were born on the 8th of June, and I was born on the 30th of September, for argument's sake. None of that would fit. None of what I've just shown would work. It would be completely different. There would have to be different connections to be made.
And a different script for the life.
Yeah, it would be a completely different script. Yeah, completely different script. I mean, there are just two. When you do this, when you decode yourself with using Logan's information, you start bringing in the tarot, you bring in the periodic table, and you see all these different layers unfolding. It's mind-blowing, but each layer only serves to confirm the previous layer or the next layer, depending on where you actually start. So you've got one layer of the onion confirming that it's an onion. You've got another layer of the onion confirming that it's an onion, not just, you're looking at it and going, that looks like an onion. So each layer reinforces the other layer or the next layer. And there's 4 or 5 layers that he talks about that you can go down, and it's just mind-blowing. And then when you look back, remember that song, when I look back upon my life, when you look back, you look at your parents' birthdays, your parents' names, you look at where you were born, you look at your kids, for those of you out there that have had kids, bring their birthdays into it. Bring your phone number into it, bring your address into it, where you grew up, everything, it all ties together, and you will see a pattern. You will see a big picture start to form.
I did astrological chart for myself, and I did one for my son, and it turned out that both me and my son had the same placement of our north nodes. So our north nodes were in the 10th house, both in Virgo, both right at the top of the chart. I haven't yet kind of did a little bit of research into what that meant, but I just thought it was odd that both of us had the same
No,
life
I
path.
mean, it's not odd at all. It's how it's supposed to be, and
Yeah.
this is what people don't get. Um, Again, there's several guys out there now that are putting all this stuff together. Um, Logan, in my opinion, is probably, I think he's been doing it the longest, but the way that he decodes and the tools that he uses to decode, they demonstrate that in what we call reality, it's all a script, and our lives are scripted as well. You know, it's
So
impossible.
I did some of my earlier videos were based upon script you are, as
Mm,
in you are the
yeah,
script.
yeah, that's what we call the Bible,
And
the
I
scripture. Yeah.
and I did some work in relation to doing affirmations, writing out to try and change the script that I was on by writing out intentions, daily intentions,
I want
and
to
doing it all in.
I want to point out what I pointed out to you yesterday. And this is on my phone. I have a Chinese English dictionary, right? um I use it mostly in class. If the kids don't know a particular word, they'll type it in, and we can find it, and vice versa, or if they don't know the English word or whatever. But if I type in yin yang, right, into Chinese, this is what it says, and I'm reading this straight off the screen. In Chinese thought, yin and yang, the two opposing principles in nature, the former feminine and negative, the latter masculine. Now, why would the feminine be negative? I mean, unless it's referring to like two poles on a battery, you've got the
Yeah,
positive and the negative, um, rather than being the what we kind of initially see, the feminine the negative feminine, unless it refers to the poles, which it probably does, thinking about it, because you know it's duality, isn't it? It's the polar opposites, yeah, pole. um so yeah, I think it more refers to the negative pole as
I
opposed
just
to the positive pole. Yeah.
it just amazes me when you start delving into that and the language, and then you start saying pole, and you go to volt, and you go to vote, and
Mind
you go
blown.
to vote at the pole and
At the
volt,
pole.
and
Yeah.
the whole thing
You put
becomes
someone
a
in
whole.
you put someone in charge, you charge your
Exactly,
phone, you charged
exactly.
you go to the supermarket and they charge you, so the stuff that you want to buy. Yeah, it's all there in the language.
I know.
All there in the language. But it's fascinating when I bounce between um, English and Chinese, because Chinese is a much older language than English. We know English is a created language, um,
Yeah,
but bouncing sometimes backwards and forwards between the two, um, sometimes is very interesting, and sometimes it makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, the word for not mind your head, but you see, take care, caution. You see this little sign of a little cartoon guy falling over, wet floor, caution, all this kind of thing. Well, in Chinese, it's a xiaoxin, and xiaoxin literally means xiao is small and xin is heart. So
ah,
what they say for take care or be careful, xiaoxin, is actually means small heart, you know,
that's pretty bizarre.
and that's written. The verbal um, the verbal words they use for take care is manzo, which literally means slowly walk.
Wow.
Or walk slowly. Man, slow, walk, zo, walk. Manzo, yeah, means walk slowly. Um, so sometimes it makes no sense whatsoever, but other times, like when we were doing the Sirius stuff, and to find out that Sirius in Chinese is the wolf star, not the dog star. You know, fascinating, fascinating. And
Mm.
the other thing is that I think I've said this to you before, Kim, but the word yang in Chinese means sheep or goat. It's the same word for two different animals.
I also heard this morning that Sirius is Isis,
Mm,
which I thought was fascinating because I've always thought that it's really odd the amount of emphasis they put on Isis in this world.
yeah. Well, if you look at the first book of the
Um,
Bible, Genesis, genes of Isis. That's what it
mm,
is.
mm,
You know,
amazing.
it all connects, but we don't see it. You know, most of the
No.
time because we don't look. Well, not that we don't look. You know, we just take things for granted. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what's his name? Adam on The Illusion was talking this morning about the word pan. You know, pancake.
Mm.
How many words can we think with pan? Peter Pan, um,
Pandemonium,
panda. You know,
pantomime.
pantomime. Yeah, and it's all to do with the god or
I don't
the
know about.
pan.
I don't know whether they have pantomimes in the States the way we do in the
Oh
UK, but we
no,
used
they
to
don't.
have pantomimes at Christmas time,
Yeah,
and all the kids would go to these massive theaters. Half of them would go on their own, wouldn't they?
yeah,
Was that the
yeah,
same where you were from?
yeah. But the
Just
weird thing about those pantomimes was that all the women dressed up as men and all the men dressed up as women on stage.
really.
Yeah, that was something that why do they do that? Well, it's just, you know, if you're going to take part in a pantomime and you're a guy, then you've got to play a girl or woman's role, and vice
maybe
versa.
maybe that was just fun for them.
Well, maybe, but looking back now, I think there's probably a deeper meaning, especially when we see what's going on in certain countries right now with this particular
I
agenda.
know.
You know,
I
I mean,
know.
they got this pride, they got this Pride Month. I mean, you know, everybody else gets a day. You know, Veterans Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, everything's a day. You know, we have Teachers Day here in China, but then we have this Pride Month. You know. Oh, talking of which, Kim, off topic. Um, but it seems when we want to go from the Gregorian calendar back to the Julian calendar, we go back 13 days, right? Now, as I was saying on our last podcast with Harry and Anne Marie about May the 14th being the Saint Corona Day,
Oh yeah.
going back 13 days takes you to May Day. Well, June the 24th this year, we know that what June the 24th, 2022 represents. But if we go back 13 days, it's June 11th. And 6/11s plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So we've got a double whammy on June the 24th. It's 666 on the Julian calendar and it's 666 on the Gregorian calendar.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's something that we should
Mm.
look at. That's something that's certainly a date to
Well, they,
to look at. Yeah.
well, the other thing is that Six Sun News did a article about that being the day of the dawning of Aquarius. He
Yeah.
explained why,
I
but
haven't
it's all
watched that
tied
yet.
into that. It's all tied into the 17th of April,
Mm,
and something that happened astrologically on the 17th of April, which aligned with that song,
yeah.
The Dawning of the Day of Aquarius. But
Mm,
he actually aligned that to June the 24th as well.
wow. And June the
Mm.
24th is June the 11th on the Julian calendar.
Mm.
So that's certainly a date to keep our eyes on. I think it's also the Glastonbury Festival,
Yes, I know.
not by coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
So
He said there's a guy playing on that. I've never heard of him.
who?
The guy that's playing in the Glastonbury Festival, but that doesn't
It's a
surprise me
girl.
because I haven't.
It's a girl.
Oh, it's a girl.
Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
girl. Mm.
Yeah, it's because I haven't watched TV. I've listened to the radio for about more than 10 years now,
Well,
so I don't know anybody.
I haven't, but somebody mentioned it in a podcast, and I thought, oh, that's interesting.
All right. Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, look, we've been going long enough. I just wanted to do this. Wish Kim a very happy birthday,
Thank you.
um, and hopefully whet some of you guys' appetite when it comes to decoding yourself. I don't think there's been a more important time in our current history, for actually doing that, to find out who you are, what you're doing here and where you're going, and so on and so forth. And of course, you can help out with readings, tarot readings, and things if people want them.
Sure. I can. All right.
All right.
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
See ya.
Bye.